The Finding Purpose podcast is proudly brought to you by Relive the Moments, founded by visionary entrepreneur John Lim. We live in a world where it's easy to capture memories, but Relive the Moments makes it effortless to re-experience and share them. From NFC-enabled tap coasters and photo frames to interactive video cards, Relive the Moments turns everyday objects into unforgettable tap-to-experience keepsakes. Imagine gifting a wedding guest a coaster that instantly opens your highlight reel, or giving your event sponsors a custom frame that tells your story with just one tap. Whether you're celebrating a milestone, planning a wedding, honoring a legacy, or elevating a brand experience, Relive the Moments is the bridge between the past and present, between memory and connection. It's not just a product, it's an experience. Visit www.relivethemoments.com and use promo code PURPOSE for 25% off your first order. Let's bring your memories to life, one tap at a time.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Finding Purpose podcast. I'm your host, Adam Vora, and I'm so grateful to have you here. This podcast is all about exploring the journeys of incredible individuals, people who have faced adversity, found their purpose, and are now making an impact in their communities. But it's also about my journey. Over the years, I've faced my own obstacles, moments of doubt, and struggles with identity. Through it all, I found my purpose in giving back, creating a space where people can detach from the negative emotions and stigmas they may associate with their own stories, just like I did with mine. Here, we have real conversations about growth, resilience, and transformation. Whether you're searching for direction, striving for personal development, or simply looking for a place to feel seen and understood, this is for you. So if these conversations resonate with you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and connect with us on social media. Now let's dive into today's episode.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Finding Purpose podcast. I'm Adam, and I appreciate you tuning in. Whether you're listening on Apple Podcasts or watching on the official channel of the Finding Purpose podcast, thank you for your continued support. If you haven't already, please subscribe, leave a review, and share. It truly helps us grow this community. Last week's conversation with Wilson Beltran gave us a powerful look into creativity, community building, and the courage to reinvent yourself. And today, we're keeping that momentum going with a guest whose work lives at the intersection of culture, storytelling, and connection. Francisco Jerez, better known as Franjez, is a Yonkers-based food influencer, digital creator, and the host of the Talk About It with Franjez podcast and Let's Eat and Talk. He's built a loyal following by shining a spotlight on local restaurants, uncovering hidden culinary gems, and giving small businesses the visibility they deserve. What began as a passion for food and community has grown into a platform that elevates voices, celebrates culture, and brings people together around shared experiences. Through his videos, interviews, and collaborations, Franjez has become a trusted storyteller, someone who uses food as a gateway to connection, conversation, and authenticity. Whether he's highlighting a family-owned spot, sitting down with a chef, or creating content that makes you feel like you're right there at the table, his mission is the same: build community through food, culture, and real human moments. Let's get into it, man. I'm really grateful that you're here.
I'm excited, man. Thank you for having me.
You know, I did some research, obviously, you know. And
AI is a beautiful thing, man.
yeah. Hey, listen, you know, it streamlines some thoughts for me.
I
and,
agree.
you know, at the
It's
end of the day, I wanted to make sure that I introduced you in the right light.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
You know, what was it, like a couple weeks ago that I was over your
I
studio?
think it's been 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, and
Your episode came out last week.
yeah,
Got some good clips out of it.
hell yeah, we got some great clips.
Every conversation, every time we switched conversation was a new gem, and a new gem. Making clips was difficult. Everything was a gem.
I love that.
It was great.
Yeah, and I walked away from that really just feeling like I left it all on the table, and like it was just like so authentic. It was raw. It was exactly what I needed that day.
Perfect.
And that I'm super grateful for that opportunity to be on your platform. Now it's my turn
Let's do it.
to ask about you, man. I know, what you do. I love watching your food interviews and reviews, and I love that we kind of have a lot of people within our community, like Luis Omar, Dan Satch, but I'm curious to hear your early journey and kind of go from there.
Early like childhood, you want me to start?
Yeah.
All right. Born and raised Yonkers, New York. Dominican parents, both immigrants. I have two older siblings. I didn't go to college. I was into cars in high school. Then I started working at a Honda dealership. I had no goals really. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I never thought of college. I didn't have an idea of a career or anything, and I didn't want to go to school for no reason. So I started the process to become a correction officer at the age of 23. Got the job at the age of 23, and that was 8.5 years of just chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos. Left that in 2019. I have a daughter. She's 18 years old. She just graduated high school, thank God. And and my self-development journey started right before I resigned corrections. That's when my mind opened up to what's really valuable in life, and that's time and freedom. And in prison, there's no time or freedom. You're locked in just like them.
Yeah. I did see that you worked as a correction officer for like 8 years, right?
8.5 years, man.
And
New York State.
In New York State, like, were you in Rikers?
State corrections.
State correction?
State, yeah.
Like
Rikers is New York City. Greenhaven is state corrections. Yeah.
Greenhaven State, yeah.
Valhalla is Westchester County, and then I was with the state. The state is literally, the entire state is full of state facilities.
Were you moving around a lot?
No, I worked at about 3 facilities: Fishkill, Downstate, and Bedford.
Okay.
Yeah, all Fishkill's a medium. The other 2 are maximums.
Okay.
Maximums are my favorite.
Yeah.
You have the most control in a maximum security facility, because in a medium, it's more like a dorm room, bunk beds and just scattered beds throughout a room. In a maximum, it's cells, and you lock in. So when shit hits the fan, you can lock them in, and everything's good.
Yeah.
I like that control.
Yeah.
So, maximums were always my favorite.
Yeah, no, dude. I didn't know that about you, and it's cool to provide that context because one of the things that we explore on this podcast is where you were, what the mindset was like, and when you reached that point of transformation and you seeked it, what you became afterwards, and what are the tools that you use now. So going back to that period of time, obviously you probably saw a lot of things. You were exposed to really the
worst.
The worst, the ugliest in humanity. And
people act different in there than they would act in the streets. So we're really seeing the worst. People are just letting loose.
Yeah.
Their mom's not there to judge them. Their friends are not there. They're in a whole different world. When you're locked in, it's a whole different world. So people act differently. They really let their hair down. So you get to see the stupidest and the craziest things, the most extreme things that humans can do.
Yeah. And, you talked about how, you grew up in Yonkers and you were coming up and, you didn't really know what you wanted to do, and you ended up doing that. What were the decisions that led up to that?
Led up to what, corrections?
Yeah.
My best friend at the time, his brother-in-law was a correction officer. And I think it was like a birthday party or something, we're all together. And he just recommended it to both of us. Like, hey, if you guys are looking for a job, they're hiring. And I was like, yeah, I'll take the test. I'll throw in the application. It's like $35 check and an application. You mail it in, and they send you back, I think, the test date. I think those were the first couple steps. So I just went with the steps.
Yeah.
Since I had nothing, I wasn't going anywhere. I was just at Mount Kisco Honda. I was working in the parts department, delivering parts. And I don't know what else to do. I was thinking maybe I'll just work up my ranks at Honda. I had really no idea of what career I wanted. So when that came into the effect, and I sent in the application, and I got the first letter, and it just kept building and building, and I just kept going with the flow, and I just let myself go through the flow.
Yeah. Through those 8 years, what did you learn about yourself?
Woo! Patience was the best thing I learned, because I was it doesn't really matter where I was. In general, working in a prison, you need patience. All day, your patience is being tested. Literally all day. They're trying to manipulate you. They're trying to get over on you. They're trying to get something out of you. They're trying to do things behind your back. It's like the patience is just insane. I think that's the number one thing I learned from prison. I used to do a lot of suicide watches, and a suicide watch is literally staring at an inmate for my 8-hour shift. And if I need to use the bathroom, I need to get a relief by another officer. Suicide watch, they can't be unwatched. You have to sit there for 8 hours and watch them, make sure they're not hurting themselves. So patience was definitely the biggest thing I took away.
Yeah. What were some things? All right, I'm trying to put myself in those shoes, and I'm curious as to how you were outside of work during that period of time. I had someone else who was previously in corrections. My friend Wilfred LaSalle, he had a career in corrections over at Rikers, and he talked about how it made him an uglier person in a sense where the job has a way of really controlling how you are outside of work because you bring a lot of you can bring some of that home. What was that like for you?
It's deep. It's very deep. I'm still working through those years. Before corrections, I was into drinking and partying. When I became a correction officer, now I have a badge. Now I can get away with a lot more. So it's like I took partying and drinking to the extreme. 7 days a week, I'm trying to top the night before. Chaos all throughout New York City, just going crazy. Every time I traveled was partying. So outside of work, it was straight party mode, and I'm sleeping in between partying and working and raising my daughter.
Yeah.
It was just literally that type of chaos. And the thing with like police and correction officers, there's a lot of bad stereotypes because it's like it's a difficult job, and the way we mask what we're going through is usually alcohol or some type of abuse. That's why there's a lot of divorce and suicide and heart attacks and overdoses and just chaos. You see what police end up doing. Police kill, police do all bad things. It's just part of the life where you don't even notice you're living inside of the chaos. If I'm in a prison for 8 to 16 hours a day because you would get stuck for mandatory overtime. People call out sick all the time. People get hurt on the job. There's always space for overtime. And if people don't volunteer for overtime, you get mandatory overtime. So for 8 to 16 hours a day, I'm living in chaos. I'm watching my back. I'm being manipulated. Everything's happening. Every second of the day is chaos. So to come out into the real world, it's like subconsciously we have to numb ourselves or kind of like transition back and forth.
Yeah.
So I guess I was just numbing myself with drinking and partying. And it was just up and up and up. And I just kept getting crazier and crazier and crazier.
You mentioned your daughter a couple of times, and I'd love to kind of talk about the relationship with work and how it affected you as a father. And I think that's really important because I think a lot of my audience has kids, and a lot of my audience has high-stress jobs, and a lot of my audience brings work home, and a lot of my audience may not budget the right time for family. So what was that relationship? She was obviously a lot younger at that point. What was that like?
You know, what I think I took from corrections and brought into parenting was kind of like the military part of it, where I was still very stern with her, very black and white. I don't have time for games. Don't try to get over on me. Don't lie to me. I'm in control. It was just, I brought that part of it home. I might have been a little extreme with it, thinking she's just a little girl, thinking back, but I'm okay with that because as a parent, you're supposed to be tough on your kids. You can't be too soft. You can't be too lenient. So I don't really regret it, but I definitely was very tough and hard on her. But she's fine. It's like I don't regret it at all. But I was definitely militant on her.
Have you ever had conversations with her now about it?
About that? No, not yet.
No?
No, not
Okay.
yet. She hasn't brought anything up, so I don't want to bring it up either. But it's nothing crazy. It's not like I ever hit her. It's not like I made her do push-ups or anything weird. I was just, this is what is happening, and this is what is not happening.
Yeah.
Like, there's a small example. Kids these days, dinner served. I don't want that. Some moms go and make another meal. And I've been a single father the whole time. Me and her mother broke up when she was about 1 or somewhere really early on. So it's always been her at my house. So in my house, when I cook something, this is what we're eating. There's no other option here. So it's like little things like that. It's black and white, yes and no. This is it, and this is what it's not.
Yeah.
That's how like extreme I was. But nothing weird. Nothing like do push-ups and scrub the floor with a toothbrush. None of that weird stuff.
Do you see it in her now, where she's like more disciplined or more accepting of circumstances as they come, given that that's how you led by parenting?
Absolutely. I do see it. I do see it in her in a sense where I could see the patience in her. 'Cause I know she needed patience to deal with me. And I could see it now. She doesn't really let much get to her. And I want to get it embedded into her brain how important the real things are, like family and doing the right thing and not lying. And so like I'm seeing the reflection of that now. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. That must be a gift.
Yeah.
You know, you said towards the tail end of working, in the prison system was when you began embarking on your personal development journey. And I really want to talk about that because I think that's where, our last conversation. And if anyone hasn't seen yet, tune into Talk About It with Franjez because it's almost part one of this conversation. So I encourage you to lean into that conversation or revisit it after liking, subscribing, and sharing this one. And
after you show love to this one.
Yeah, then go to his and do the same, but it'll provide you with a little bit of context as well. But, early on in that personal development journey, I want to talk to you about that. Like, what was that like? I know I can relate to it, obviously, being, we all start from somewhere on these journeys. So what sparked it? And how was your attitude there in the beginning?
So 2 things sparked it. And it's funny, we did touch on it a little bit on my podcast with you, where I was getting 2 physicals a year from my doctor, blood work, all that good stuff. And they were always perfect. I was acing them always. Everything was great, thank God. And then all of a sudden I have too many enzymes in my liver and I have high blood pressure. She's like, you should definitely cut back on eating out, high sodium food, and definitely cut back on drinking. If you can cut it out completely, that'd be better, but 100% cut back. So I definitely didn't stop, but in my mind, I'm thinking I have to, because it's my lifestyle at the time. You can't just stop a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely on my mind. And then I got this roommate. I forgot what time, but it was around 2018. And he was into self-development. He wasn't into partying. We were like polar opposites. He's going to sleep on time. He's going to the gym, eating good, listening to podcasts, reading books. He's a devoted Christian. He was looking for his wife at the time. Like, he had a goal, and he was on that path towards that goal. So it just rubbed off on me here and there. Just hearing what he's talking about, hearing what he's listening to, because we did hang out too, but barely, because we were in two different things. And I don't remember what was the first step I took into my journey, but I can remember back to the first book that I loved that really shifted my mindset was The 4 Agreements. I have a list of 13 books that I recommend people that has helped me. That's number 1. It's number 1 because it's very short, it's easy to digest, and it's it's very dense, and it's just simple. It's such a beautiful book. I love that book. So that was definitely the beginning of everything. And with that, I started going to the gym with him, stopped going out as much, cut back on the drinking. I was eating better. All the above started changing. It was like a slow ripple effect, and it just kept going.
When you were, during that beginning stage, were there things that you can now look back and identify that were real big areas of need that you now have tools that, hey, maybe if I had done this, I could have expedited it, and or have, because I get a little nostalgic sometimes when I think about, obviously my sobriety journey, when I think about day 1, when I think about day 2, when I think about day 3. But one of the things for me that I absolutely need to do is never stay too far removed from day 1. And I'm not saying like live in the past as much as always remember how that felt. And that's something that's really important to me now here, 3 and almost a half years down the road, because if I don't forget how powerless I felt in those moments back then we talked a lot about ego during our conversation. Then my ego can come back at a random moment, tell me I'm invincible again. In my case, tell me I can have another drink. Tell me that I can revert back to behaviors again because I've proven to myself that I'm capable of turning it around. So, in your case, like when you look back at those early days and now, what is your relationship with the progression of your personal development?
What do you mean exactly?
Like, what are the emotions that you identify with then that you are trying that like how did you feel then, right? And in comparison to how you feel now about yourself, about your sense of self-esteem, your sense of pride, your sense of self-love, frankly, that evolution.
My favorite part about where I'm at today is I'm seeing clearer in a sense of like goals and my path to my goals and the importance of consistency and having goals and working towards those goals. That's the main things that I love about where I'm at right now. But honestly, I miss partying and all that crazy stuff. But it's not the same. Ever since the pandemic, partying's not the same. That was another thing that helped me just completely give that whole lifestyle up. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
like
For me, it wasn't.
It was incredible back then.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic, going out in the city, hopping around, it was the most fun ever.
Yeah.
So since like that doesn't exist anymore, that old me, I don't think I miss anything anymore because even if I were to go back to that old guy, he wouldn't survive in this world. This world is trash now. What he wanted doesn't exist anymore. So back then, I don't think of anything about the beginning. The beginning was a big confusion. It was a big blur. I was still blind.
Yeah.
I'm still drinking to this day. It's just nowhere near as much as before. Maybe once a week, if that now.
Yeah.
Before it was literally 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's funny because one of the things for me, it's like, after you like do like the work on yourself and you absorb the books and you start on your personal development journey, you can't unlearn the things that you learn about yourself.
Absolutely.
And that's really what it is for me, where it's like I've been learning, don't get me wrong, I've learning more about, I learn about people. I learn about, situations, there are practical skills that I've learned, but the biggest lessons I've learned is about me and who I am and what I really enjoy and what truly drives me and how I can continue to stay motivated and what I need to do to stay healthy and what I really need to prioritize. So, what right now, like, what do you prioritize to maintain that personal, to make sure that you're continuing to elevate in that personal development journey?
It's a weird place where I'm at because I've read so many books and I've watched so many podcasts and I took so much information in and I implemented a lot. I'm to a point where I feel like I've heard a lot of the same things because a lot of the great speakers and the great thinkers, they're all pretty much saying the same thing. It's kind of like religion. They all have the same essence. So it's like I'm searching and I have a lot. And now it's hard for me to find a book that really excites me. Like I feel like I've taken in so much information. The only thing left to do is implement it all. So what I'm loving about where I'm at is the implementation of my devotion towards what I give a fuck about. And what I give a fuck about is what's going to work. And right now it's my podcast and it's my food reviews. I've been going so hard with those that they're just giving me so many blessings. Yeah. And that's what all these books and all this education of self-development was trying to teach. And I'm finally seeing the fruits of it, like 5 years later. Yeah. So it's a beautiful journey, but what's keeping me motivated is seeing the fruits.
Yeah. What are some things that you implemented?
In what? In podcasting or in general?
You said you read a bunch of books and, like the biggest gift was they gave me practical things to implement into my life. What are some things that you jumped on right away?
In the beginning, let's see. The 4 agreements, since it was such an impactful book, one of the agreements is something about your word. Your word is bond. I forgot how they worded it, but your word is everything. All you have is your word. When you say you're going to, for example, you say you're going to be somewhere and you show up, now you're that person to that person. Like this podcast, I came here. Now you know I'm a trusted person to come when you invite me, and I give you my word. So I took my word very serious. No lying, no bullshitting, no gray areas. It's black and white. And I want everybody in my life to see that about me and know that about me. And that's part of my brand. My word is my bond. When you think of the Franjez brand, it's honesty and it's truth. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but this is my honest truth. That's definitely one of the most important things. Not lying and being about your word.
Yeah, I love that. And, obviously that's like really important because, for me, living in, alcoholism, addiction and whatnot, like deception is part of the game. Getting what you want, however you want, regardless of how people feel, regardless of who you're going to hurt. That's the game. And that was one of the biggest transitions for me where it's like, all right, like I not only did I need to be honest with myself, I just need to practice honesty, boom, in general. I think it's the reason why they say practice honesty, practice open-mindedness, practice these things because they take practice.
It goes with accountability too.
Yeah.
Being by your word is you're holding yourself accountable.
Yeah.
You know you're going to put the action behind the word you gave out, and you're holding yourself accountable. So like that's why the be about your word is so important and so powerful, because accountability falls under it. Gratitude falls under it. Like everything great falls under you showing up and you being about what you said. It's like, it's very dense. That's why that book is so good, because just saying I'm about my word is such a dense statement, but someone that understands what that means, they know exactly what type of person I am. So like that's why it sounds very simple, but it's very deep and it's layered. But that's really one of the biggest things I took away from the beginning of the self-development journey.
What were some other things that you incorporated along the way?
Definitely exercising. Breath work is another one. You know Wim Hof, the Iceman?
We talked about him when I was with you, yeah.
So I started doing his breath work. That helped me tremendously. Meditation. Meditation is actually probably number one, because meditation is, all right, let me the beginning of me even caring about meditation, I was looking up who are the most at peace people on earth. You know who they are?
Monks.
It's monks. Because they meditate. So why is meditation so good? Meditation is another word for becoming familiar with. If you're meditating over a test, you're going to become familiar with the answers. If you're meditating over a book, you're going to become familiar with every page of that book and the meaning of that book. And it's becoming familiar with yourself and your life and your mind and how your spirit reacts to your mind and what your mind is really going through and why your mind reacts to certain things. It's the realization of everything about you. Once you become familiar with yourself 100% is when you can finally easily meditate. Meditation is difficult. People say they fall asleep. People say they get distracted and they can't do it. That's because they need to work through things. They need to become familiar with their mind and their thoughts and their reactions to everything. Once you become familiar with yourself and meditate with yourself and become best friends with yourself, that's when you can finally meditate and be at ease. So definitely meditation. Meditation was a big one. I forgot to mention mushrooms too. In the beginning of the journey, I started dabbling in magic mushrooms, and that definitely helped me a lot. I recommend it to everyone. It's the best thing in the world. It helps you rewire your mind. Like right now, our minds are locked into one perspective. We can change it. We can read books. We can meditate. We can go to church. We can speak to therapists. We can do the work, but this like streamlines it. It's like it's a 6-hour experience when you do a whole trip. And in those 6 hours, you're working through what you need to work on. Everything you swept under the rug your whole life, it rips that rug off the ground, and you work through everything you need to work on. So that's part of the meditation. It's working through all your shit. Work through your thoughts, the good and the bad, especially the bad. The bad is the stuff we want to think about and work through. That's the stuff we really need to work on and think about and get over and become familiar with.
Well, I mean, I've had a couple people on this podcast who either facilitate plant medicine retreats,
nice,
or they like do concierge like psilocybin stuff like that.
Good.
So I've definitely heard that before. Obviously, like for me, like I don't look at that as an option for me, given like the whole sobriety thing. But
it's not a drug. That's why you're good to do it.
you know, I mean, I think that's something that like that's something me and my God would have to talk about, frankly. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like I also know myself where it would open up a Pandora's box. Anything mind altering, anything. That's just how I roll. You know, like I'm, you know, and the fear of that is what has oftentimes restricted me from taking part in those opportunities because they have been presented to me. But
It'll change your life, bro.
with the meditation component, I could, you know, I definitely can identify with, because that is something I've been able to incorporate into my daily routine. And I love how you talked about it being familiar with yourself and the way your mind works and the way that you think. When it comes to, you know, just a straight mindset now, you know, compare your mindset to, you know, early on and now, what are some things that you prioritize when it on a day-to-day mindset wise?
On a day-to-day, let me think. Gratitude is the first thing that comes to mind. Not as much every morning, but definitely in bed before every night, it's all gratitude. I'm talking to myself about everything that happened in the day that's amazing. I'm happy that my family's healthy. I'm happy I'm healthy. I'm happy I'm on the right road. I think about the next day and work through what I got to go through the next day. So definitely gratitude is definitely number one. Yeah, I can't even think of another one.
Yeah.
That's everything. That's beyond. That's a lifestyle. That's a mindset. I didn't care about anything when I was younger.
Really?
When I was a correctional officer, I wasn't religious. I didn't believe in anything. You know, God. I didn't care if I died. I didn't care about anything. It was just about pushing tonight to the limit. I didn't care about anything else. I didn't care about tomorrow. I just wanted tonight to be better than last night. I didn't care. Gratitude wasn't even my vocabulary.
Yeah.
I wasn't appreciative of anything. Everything could go away and I wouldn't care. It was a toxic lifestyle. It was disgusting.
How does faith play a role in your life now?
Like religious faith or God faith?
God faith. Well, whichever, you know.
So I did a lot of digging into when I started my self-development journey, and I started looking into, like, it sounds kind of like the Bible. The Bible, I hear, is a very dense self-development book, pretty much. So I started trying to see, why don't I believe it? And it was all the mysticism, the Mary pregnant without having sex, and rising from the dead. And those things always shut me off. Like, if I can't believe one part of this book, I'm not going to believe the whole book. Why would 1% of this book be fake and the rest be the best book in the world? So I always just shut it out. So when I started my self-development journey, I started looking into Jesus. And I was like, forget the Bible. Let me look into what the story is.
Yeah.
So I started looking into Jesus. Jesus was the fucking man. He was the man. This guy was helping people. This guy was walking through love. This guy was everything. He was the epitome of a good human being. So I started trying to figure out, how can I correlate that into my life? So that quote, "What would Jesus do?" I started trying to live through that. It's all about love. It's all about positivity. It's all about helping myself and my neighbor and my family and love. What was the question? What was it about spirituality?
Yeah, just, you know, like how faith plays a role now.
So I still don't believe much about religion and how people see God as this big being that follows us and looks over us. No offense if I know you're
I'm not
into religion.
I'm spiritual.
Okay, because you mentioned God a minute ago. So it's like, it's not like a God or someone or a being or something is following us and watching us and judging us all day. That's not true. Like, that's extreme as hell. There's over 8 billion people on earth, where each one of us doesn't have God over us, watching over us. And I started looking into evolution. I never used to believe in evolution.
Yeah.
Now I believe in evolution. So it's like, there's no judgment. There's no hell. There's only heaven. And I speak with so much certainty because of my psychedelic trips. I've done the strongest psychedelic on earth, 5-MeO-DMT. They call it the God molecule.
Really?
You see God and you come back. Like, it's the deepest shit I've ever done. I did it twice in 1 week because the first time it blew my fucking mind. I had to go back the following week, and I'm good. I don't need to do it again.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's like the deepest shit where it's like, I know we're not being judged all day and watched over. That's just to put fear into humans, to not do stupid shit. Don't feed into your lower self. We all love the negative shit. We
Yeah.
love chaos. Chaos is the most fun thing in the world. Drugs, sex, alcohol, like all that rock star shit, that's the best shit in the world. That's the most fun. That's what people want. But to do that every day, that's demonic. That's not good for yourself. That's not good for your mindset. That's not good for your friends, your family, your physical health, your mental health. So it's like being in control of yourself,
Yeah.
doing the right things because you know it's the right things and you give a fuck about the right things. And that's where my spirituality is at right now. It's just doing the right thing because you know it's the right thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Eating right, everything.
yeah, dude, I love that. You know, like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, obviously, like, I lean a little bit more spiritually. I do believe in God. It does play a role in my life.
But you think a God is watching over 8 billion people, each one individually?
I think that my definition of God is my God. I don't really care what you,
But you don't see it that way, do you?
I look at it as my will got me into a lot of trouble. My will brought me to dark places. So I might as well practice God's will. So I look at it as, and I said this in actually the episode before this, where, you know, and I think it's really rooted in how dark my addiction got, where I was all alone and I felt completely helpless and I didn't have anyone. And, you know, as an alcoholic and addict, you know, I think I said this exact thing where we think that curing loneliness with isolation, which doesn't make any fucking sense
At all.
So inviting God into the room with me, and I wasn't looking for comfort. I just didn't want to be alone anymore, you know, and understanding that, hey, you know, there is some grace. By the grace of God, I can get out of this one day at a time. So then that's how I have to live my life right now. You know, that's how I'm probably going to live my life forever. I really do live it one day at a time. I really do take what's coming at me and try to make the best of it on a day-to-day basis. That doesn't mean that I don't have long-term goals, but I do understand that, you know, left to my best devices, I ran my life into the ground. So I have to, for me, it helps to lean on God, for some guidance and understanding that, bro, like, just check yourself. You're not that powerful.
You found yourself. You
Yeah.
were numbing yourself. You were
Yeah.
numbing your mind, and,
Yeah.
and now you found yourself and you found your mind. You stopped numbing, and now you're aware.
Yeah.
That's what meditation is, the awareness.
Yeah, meditation has played a tremendous role in that, man. And then also, you know, like, the gratitude has been just so powerful because now I'm actually understanding that the things that I have in my life, like, there's a lot of people who don't have them. There's a lot of people who are less fortunate than I am. So for me to ever get into that woe is me, feeling sorry for myself bullshit,
You have fun when you're doing it.
you know, like,
I don't feel bad for the old
I
me.
mean, I had fun until it was no longer fun. You know, see, I think that's the difference between someone who can, I think that someone who's an active in addiction and then in recovery. See, like, for you, like you said, like, you drink periodically. I could never do that ever. I couldn't just go out and have one beer.
That was the old me.
Yeah,
I would never. I'd rather not go out and have
Yeah.
a drink.
but even now, like, I wouldn't be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because for me, it opens up a Pandora's box. What am I doing next? I'm ordering another drink. What am I doing next? I'm ordering a shot. What am I doing next? I'm calling a Coke dealer. That's how it works. And I know this because this has happened so many times when I was like, all right, like, I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to do this. You know, like, it's a disease that tells you don't have it. And, you know, understanding that and accepting that, it was a huge part of my journey. Like, just like an overwhelming sense of acceptance, you know, just like life comes at you, things happen, people are assholes, but I can't control them. I control me. I can control how I react. And that's kind of how I roll now, because it's like, you know, what's the point of pushing back on things that I can't control, right?
Absolutely. So we have 3 bodies: the physical body, the mental body, and the spiritual body. And that was the biggest takeaway from my spiritual journey, because my self-development journey was also my spiritual journey. Both of those didn't exist when I was drinking and partying. So now that I can see the three separations, the spiritual body is who we are. That's our awareness. The brain is just like a memory card. It's just filled with everything we've accumulated through our five senses throughout our whole life. So it's knowing why your brain acts and reacts and thinks the way it is. That's the awareness from the soul, from the spirit. That's where I'm at with my spiritual journey.
Yeah, I love that. Quick break to shout out our sponsor, Relive the Moments. Founded by John Lim, they're redefining how we share memories. From tap-to-play photo frames to interactive coasters, they turn ordinary objects into powerful, shareable experiences. Perfect for weddings, events, or milestone moments. Relive, reconnect, reimagine. Check them out at www.relivethemoments.com. Now back to the show. Now, all right. So I want to talk about what you do and the conversations that you're having, because I obviously came in and like I said, man, that was like I needed it that day, but now seeing the clips that you're dropping and having listened to it in its entirety, like I loved it. What do those conversations mean to you? What was the inspiration behind launching Talk About It with Franjez, and what are your plans to grow it?
I love the conversations. That's the main reason I definitely still do it.
Yeah.
Literally having an in-depth one-on-one, or I have sometimes 5 guests. I have up to 6 mics in my studio.
Really?
Yeah, I've had 5 guests. Yeah.
No, that's wild. I didn't know that.
It's fun. It's fun, but it gets chaotic with the microphone. And then you have side chats, and it kind of fucks up the audio. So it's tough to do 5 people at once. But but I love the conversation. And the way I have my platform, as you see how it is, it's kind of like an interview from birth till now. Everything that made you who you are today, your success, your ups, your downs, all that good stuff. They're very inspirational stories, and they're just entertaining stories. And it all started when I was a kid. I used to always watch interviews. I loved interviews, like late night shows and what's that popular one? Inside the Actor Studio. You know that one?
No.
It's one of my favorites. I was always into movies and TV and who the actors are and stuff like that. So watching the interviews is interesting, finding out who these people really are. And that guy, he really interviewed from kind of like how I do it, from birth till now.
Yeah.
He asked about parents and everything. It's really good. So I always enjoyed that. And then I never thought about doing a podcast, but I had a friend that invited me to be a co-host on his podcast. So I gave it a try, and then I started my own while I was co-hosting his. He stopped his. I continued mine, and I'm 100. You were episode 130, I believe, right?
No, I wish I was at 130. I'm like
129.
I think this is gonna be like 87.
No, on mine.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, you were, so 130 episodes in.
Fucking all about me, Adam.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it was 130 episodes in, and I'm still going, and I love it. And you said, how am I going to grow it?
Yeah, what are your plans to grow it? I mean, like you just did an episode with Jesse and Vinny, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Think
that was
next
good.
week. I think next week that one comes out.
Yeah.
That was
Are you dropping weekly?
Yeah, every Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Every Wednesday.
Consistently, 130 weeks already.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, over 2 years.
Yeah.
So to grow it, I don't know.
Just the consistency, bro.
Like that's where I'm at right now with it. It has taken me so far in other ways, it's insane. For example, here's this chain of events. Started the podcast. I was just interviewing friends, and then started interviewing local artists in my city. And then I interviewed this food influencer. She then invited me to a food influencer event. Yeah. I wasn't a food influencer at the time. That's what opened me up to it. Seeing what it's about, seeing actual active food influencers, seeing how they do it and what they do it and why they do it. Then I started doing it. Kept my podcast going. Now I teach podcasting. I was doing my podcast in my living room. Now I own my own podcast studio. I teach podcasting. I'm working on a podcast course. And I produce other people's podcasts along with my own, editing, filming, all the above. So just because my friend invited me to be a co-host on his podcast, look how far it took me. Look what all the fruits that came from that decision. And then from the podcast, I met the food influencer. Look how big my food influencing is way bigger than my podcasting, and my podcasting started first. It just goes to show when you choose something and you have a goal. For example, podcast was my goal. I knew I was going to be consistent. If I'm going to start one, I'm going to be consistent.
Yeah.
So I chose every Wednesday 6 p.m. because Wednesdays people don't really have shit to do. It's just the middle of the week, and I'm like, I'm going to do that consistently, and look what came from that. So I don't know what the podcasting is going to end with. I don't know where it's going to end, but it has already given me so much fruit in these 2 years that I'm excited to see where it keeps going. To make it grow, I don't know. I'm just going to keep having guests, and my guests keep getting bigger and bigger. I just had an actress from Days of Our Lives on. That was one of my favorite episodes. 2 hours and 40 minutes, me and her went on.
Damn.
She told me her whole life, ups and downs, incredible story. And she's my age. She's 38.
Huh.
Yeah, she lives in LA. She came to visit her mom. We set it up, and it's an incredible episode. So I just keep getting bigger and better guests, and I don't know, maybe that'll make it bigger.
Yeah, no, I love that. The food influencing is awesome because I think they're great.
Thank you.
I love how you bring people in, and kind of just combine it, but you're also like talking about the food. We got to do one of those, by the way.
Let's do it.
Let's just pick a spot.
Tell me your favorite spot. We'll do it.
Okay, I have a couple of favorite spots.
Perfect.
But, has food always been a part of like?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, food's a part of everyone's life.
I'm obsessed, bro.
But like, what was the food culture like for you growing up, like at home, and now it's like become your profession, kind of.
Food has always been everything. My mom cooked 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
We didn't eat out.
Dominican
we didn't
food?
go out. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We were poor. We didn't eat out. We didn't go out. We didn't go nowhere. She food shopped and she cooked. And that's how it always was. And I just loved it. I was always in the kitchen with her, asking what she's doing, watching her cut, watching her season, watching her do everything. Freeze this and defrost this and fry that and bake this and boil that. And for some reason, I just loved it. We used to watch cooking shows. I still watch cooking shows to this day. So all that just I started eating out when I got my own job and I got money.
Mm-hmm.
So I started actually doing Google reviews, just talking about the places. Then I started uploading photos. Then I started adding videos. Then I started making my own videos, posting them on YouTube, blah, 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 blah. And that's where we are today with it. And I literally love cooking. I love eating. I love going out, trying new things. Trying new foods is the best thing. I've eaten so many things.
Yeah.
When I eat something new, it's incredible.
So, are you always saying good things about these places?
That's another thing. Negativity sells 100%, but I don't care about selling. I'm all about the positivity, and that's part of my self-development too. Be positive with everything. I was so negative before my self-development journey, so that's another thing that I took away from it.
Yeah,
is my positivity. Everything is good. Everything's okay, and that comes with the gratitude also. When you're living through gratitude, everything is a blessing. Every second is a blessing. Every breath I take is a blessing. So when I'm going to these businesses, restaurant business is one of the most difficult businesses out here. They fail all the time. Every day there's a restaurant closing. So why would I come with some negativity and say some negative shit to possibly get them less customers, or maybe, God forbid, they close one day? So even if I don't like the food, I'm going to say the positive things about it. Let's say it's a chicken wing. I love chicken wings.
me too.
I love crispy chicken wings with juicy, greasy meat on the inside. Crispier the better, the juicier the better. If I eat a wing and there's no crisp on it, I'm not going to say this is not crispy. I'm not going to say this is soggy. I'm going to say the meat is good if it's good, or the sauce on it's good. I'm going to point out what's good about it. There's many elements to every piece of food. Point out the positive and say the positive. That's it.
Okay.
I don't have to hurt any business with my stupid little review. Imagine my little video causes them to close. Like, that's ridiculous. Positivity always.
I don't think I could do your job. I just don't. I think if the food is ass, I'd say straight up, food's ass.
Damn.
And I'd be like, hey, like,
Close your doors.
I wouldn't come here again. I'm very critical of food. I worked in restaurants for years, and then I'm very critical of food. And I definitely couldn't do that. Could you, Claudio?
Just say the positive.
I would. All right, yeah, I would. I'd be like, yo, the service was ass.
You would do
food,
well.
That is different. That I would.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I waited.
The service is not good. I mean, I wouldn't go out there I wouldn't go out there and post it.
Yeah.
But I would, if I think the service is ass.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm gonna be like, the service is ass. I'll tell my wife, the service is ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But I will still give the right amount of tip because that's the right thing to do. I just won't go there again.
Well, I think it's also like
I think there's a difference between a food influencer and a food reviewer. You know, like if you're writing like a review for say a magazine, right? And you go someplace, like they better, I mean, and they know you're coming, then they're also bringing their A game. You know, like every
That
dish is
happens.
looked at because they know you're taking pictures of it. They know you're taking videos of it. So they're bringing their A game for you, right?
Absolutely.
But if I was just like blind going in someplace, I had no idea, and I was like, and the food was ass, like,
Would you leave a Google review? Because that hurts them. Like
no,
a
I
one
don't.
star.
See, that's the thing. I don't spend time doing Google
Okay.
reviews
All right, so you're not
unless I'm
hurting
like
them.
extremely upset. You know what I mean? Like,
See, only the negative you want to point out.
well, unless it was like something where like service is really what I lean more into. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I can pretty much eat anything. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel
you know,
too.
service really. Like if there's rude service,
Yeah.
you know, like. But then I also understand. I don't really review. You know, like usually the things I review are like oil changes and shit like that. Like you know what I mean? Like I waited like 3 hours. I had a 3 o'clock appointment. You know, like my whole day's blown. Like I'll review those type of things. But like food, I don't because I'm also I've worked in the restaurant industry for my entire life. You know, I also understand that I don't know if this server's dog died yesterday. I don't know if the server found out that his mom has cancer. You know, in my head when I'm sitting there, will I be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? You know, yeah, probably. You know, but no, I'll never. I don't think I've ever reviewed a restaurant.
All right, good.
You know,
Yeah, keep the negative reviews away. Even when
but
I do,
I will sit there and point out like issues.
yeah, of
that
course.
I notice.
Yeah, if I'm sitting there with somebody, I'm definitely shitting on everything.
Yeah.
But for the camera, nah, I'm not gonna say that waitress sucks. What
Yeah.
if they fire her? I get disrespected all the time by waiters and waitresses. Sometimes it's a bad day for them. They hate their
So
life.
like, oh, not this
sometimes.
guy.
With the fucking positivity, this guy.
I mean, it's to the point where like you walk into a restaurant and they've either seen your content, they know who you are. Like, do you ever walk into restaurants? You're like, oh my god, are you doing a food review?
Nah, not like that. No,
Okay.
I never get the oh my god.
You will one day.
Yeah, one day it'll happen.
Yeah.
One day. I do get recognized, but never like, oh my god.
What was the most memorable experience?
Food review wise?
Yeah. What was like your favorite one?
Man, I have two that I always mention. So this place, they're both in Yonkers actually, in Mesa Maya on Midland Avenue. This Mexican place. Man, I was there for like 4 hours, I think it was, 3 to 4 hours, just eating and drinking. They made me feel like I was home. Then it started raining really bad, and I was helping them put the tables from the sidewalk in. Like, it was a whole experience. Amazing food, amazing drinks. And then this other place, Mito Hibachi in Cross County in Yonkers. I was there probably 5 hours. I had their hibachi, then I sat at the bar, I had a bunch of drinks, and then I had some sushi, and I was just taking my time. I like reviews where I get to take my time. I hate reviews when they just want me out right away, where it's just like they're rushing me out. Yeah, here's this, and that, and get the fuck out. I want to experience how you guys move. I want to feel the culture of the restaurant. I want to know why the food is this way, why the drinks are this way, why the bartender loves making the food this way, why he's smiling so fucking hard every time he shakes the fucking thing. Like, I want to feel that. I want to feel the restaurant, you know?
I love that.
That's what I love. So those two stand out. I was there for hours.
What's your favorite type of food?
Lately, it's been Thai. It used to be Italian, but I've always loved Asian food, like Chinese, Japanese, Thai. I got to try Philippine. That's next on my list. But right now, Thai is number one. I love Thai food. Some green curry. You ever had that? You ever had
No.
that? Incredible.
Are you into Thai food? I've
Give it a
never fucked with it.
They
You
use a
like
lot of
Indian food?
I do.
Yeah.
I can't have it too much because a lot of Indian food is in like deep sauces.
Yeah.
Well, it's like it's
Heavy.
Yeah. I can't have it too often. I love it when I do, but I don't
Yeah.
have it often.
Hmm.
It's too much sauces and it's very heavy.
Yeah.
Thai, they use a lot of peanut and they use a lot of coconut.
Is there a good Persian restaurant around here?
Never had one. I never had Persian
All right,
food.
we'll go to a Persian restaurant.
Let's do it.
You'll love it.
I like that.
My friend, she's in the city. She knows of this Persian restaurant down there. We'll go down there.
Perfect.
My mom's side of the family is Persian, so I grew up on Persian food,
Nice.
and it's like, I look at it. It's like Middle Eastern food, but it kind of has like that Greek vibe to it. A lot of pita, rice,
All right.
yogurt, but meats are like the meats are always like what
Like grilled meats,
grilled meats, yeah,
like shish kebabs.
shish
and
kebabs,
shit
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Okay,
the
I
whole
get
nine,
it.
bro. It's so good, bro.
I'm down.
and it's healthy. It's for the
Yeah,
most part.
sounds good.
Indian food's healthy too, but it's a little
I know a lot of oils in Indian food.
a lot of spices. I mean, that's why
Yeah, spices are good.
you know.
Spices are, they're all natural, but I know there's a lot of
Yeah.
oil-based sauces. That's the part that I don't like about the Indian food, definitely.
Yeah, I love that. So, like, dude, I love that you're like building like this media empire when it comes to the podcast, when it comes to the food influencing and how you bridge those. And I saw that you featured some. You'll have a guest in the studio, and then boom, like let's go out to eat and we'll do a review together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And at the end of the day, like we always talk about, like sometimes the best conversations come over breaking bread. Can you bring us to one of those conversations where it was just like, wow, like you walked away after this meal, just like not only learning about your guests, but learning about yourself through that experience?
I don't know about learning about myself, but your conversation was actually one of my favorites because of the alcohol. That part, I felt like we related a lot, and seeing your struggle. That was a really good conversation we had. Besides that, the actress I told you about, hers was deep. Like I said, 2 hours and 40 minutes, and she dug deep into her family, where it was just her and her mother in the beginning. They were homeless, pretty much,
What's her
hopping
name?
around. Sherry Jimenez.
Nice.
Yeah. She's an actress on Days of Our Lives. She went into her family's roots, where it was just her and her mother in the beginning. They started off homeless, hopping around house to house. Her mother did everything she could to put her in a good school, make sure she went on her acting classes and auditions and all that. Moved to LA, really went all in on her career, and now she got her dream role. It's something Hernandez on Days of Our Lives. It's a role that always existed, but the actress left, so she filled in. So it's an existing character, just a new actress.
Yeah.
And she loves it, like she made it.
Dude, I love that. And I really love that when I ask you about, what your plans are, and you're like, listen, man, like I'm just kind of taking it as it comes.
Oh, yeah.
Because you already have had so many opportunities based on what you're doing and staying grounded within it. One of the things that, I like that you said also was that, you're just like really committed to your two platforms, and you're really kind of just like, I don't want to, you're staying in your lane because you know this lane works.
Absolutely.
What is your advice to people who are constantly veering out of their lane when if they just focused and locked in and were patient, kind of circling back to their, the origin theme of, your experience, in prisons.
Patience.
How is that translated so well for you here?
That's actually the answer. I don't even have to say anything.
Yeah,
But
no.
but let me dive a little deeper because because when you trust, you know how like they say, I don't know what to do.
Trust the process?
Huh?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Like people say, I don't know what to do. I want to be successful. I want to be rich. I want to have a career. I want to be a boss. I want to do something. But what I don't know what to do. And successful people always say, do what you love. But people think, no, what I love doesn't pay my bills. It doesn't pay bills right now because you have nothing to show for it. But if you go all in on what you love, I love food. I went all in on food. Before this, I was filming a review. There's always something you could do towards what you love because you love it so much you can do it every day. It's not going to bring you money right away, but with patience and devotion, and you have that clear goal that this is what I give a fuck about, and I'm going to work everything towards that, something's going to come from it. So it's the patience, but you have to find out what you love most. What you love most is what you can do every day, and it's what you can talk about every day. Let's say it's even a podcast. What do you want to talk about? Talk about what you love.
Yeah.
What is it that you love? Find what you love. Find yourself. People are distracted all day swiping and doing dumb shit. Be with yourself. Sit with yourself. Silence your devices. Be yourself. Be in a silent room with yourself, and think about what the fuck you love. Think about what you hate. Think about what you love. Get rid of all the stuff that you hate. Like that brings money, but you're not gonna love that. I could be a car salesman. It'll make me money, but you hate that. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Find what you love, work towards that, and have the patience and the devotion to keep on it, even though it's not bringing you money right now. But you have to find what you love, and eventually you'll find ways to make money from it. I love talking. I love conversation. I love growing. I love thinking and bouncing ideas off of each other. So when I started the podcast, that's all I give a fuck about was the conversation. Again, to know another perspective and another mindset and having a good conversation. I loved all that shit. Now I'm actually making money from it. Now I own a studio where I produce other people's podcasts. Like it's actually, it will work. with patience and a clear goal.
Yeah. No, I love that, man. And, you know, one of the things that obviously is theme of the podcast, finding purpose. And, you know, I think that's really important. And patience is something that a lot of people don't have. What advice would you give to someone in that early stage, trying to find purpose, trying to stay grounded, but feeling lost?
It's patience and just do it. I say the stupidest, shortest, like little quotes that mean nothing to people, but they're dense. Just do it. It's literally that simple. And the patience comes with just doing it. If you just do it and have patience, nothing else matters. You love it. So you're going to enjoy the whole ride. If you really love it, you're going to enjoy the ups and downs. Just do it and have the fucking patience. That's it. Find the number one thing, do it all day, every day, put all your effort into it and have that fucking patience and just keep fucking doing it. It sucks because people want the payoff right now. People want to get rich right now. Even with like trading stocks. People want to trade stocks and they want to start right now and they want to make $1 million right now. That's impossible. Trading is an investment. You have to invest a certain amount and then a certain amount comes out. Now you have a bigger investment. Now you invest that back in and it comes out even bigger. It takes fucking time to grow something. Nothing grows right away. All the get rich quick bullshit is all bullshit. None of that is real. Maybe like a lottery, which is 1 in a trillion. I don't even know what the odds are to winning a lottery. But the easy way out is impossible. Some people go viral off a dumb clip and they actually fucking make a career and a living off of that. But how rare is it to be a nobody and make a viral video? You can't even plan that out on purpose. Find your purpose. I like that. But but in general, it's find out one fucking thing that you don't care about the ups and downs. That's really it. Find that love and just go all the fuck in and don't care about that's why they say it's the 1% at the top of the world. Because the 99% doesn't have that devotion and that give a fuck enough to just go all in even if you have to fail. Every successful person has failed 100%. Every successful person knows what failure is. That's why they succeeded. You're scared of failure. That's why you did not succeed. Because you're scared to even try. Yeah. But it's so beautiful failing at something you love. Damn, that's deep.
Yeah. No.
I like that one. It's beautiful failing at something you love. You love failing at something you love. Because you love it so much, now you know how to repair that bitch.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's it, man.
Yeah. No, I love that, bro. I mean, shit. That's like a mic drop kind of situation right there.
What's that movie? Sorry to cut you off, but that movie with, he died recently. Patrick Swayze and where they're surfers and they rob banks. Point Blank?
Grab your mic.
Point Blank, is it? Point Break. Point Break. Yeah. So Keanu Reeves tells the guy, he's running from the cops, Patrick Swayze, and he's like, I'm going to go ride that wave, blah, blah. He's like, you're going to die. He's like, it's not stupid dying, doing something you love.
Yeah.
That's love. That's the type of love I want people to tap into to be successful. That's the type of love where you don't give a fuck about the income. I love this shit so much, I don't care about the failure. I want the failure just so I can learn from it and build up again.
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah, I love that. You know, one question I have to ask for you in particular, because, me and you both, rely heavily on social media to pump out our content, to generate, an audience, frankly.
Yeah.
But it's also really important to disconnect, right?
Oh, yeah.
What is your
disconnection?
Yeah. I mean, obviously you talked about the meditation.
I try to not connect. I try to use these fucking platforms as business. I try to post and get the fuck off. The only one I kind of stay on a little bit is Instagram. Mm-hmm. But I'm on TikTok, I'm on LinkedIn, Snapchat, X.com, YouTube Shorts. I don't watch none of those shits. I don't consume none of that shit. I post and close. Post and close. If that video does well, it does well. If it doesn't do well, I don't give a fuck. It's just I know I need to be on all these platforms. So it's about not consuming. And another thing is, it's dopamine. It's all about the fucking dopamine. Every page you follow, everything that comes on your feed that catches your attention, it's your dopamine being rang off. Ding, ding, ding. Dopamine, dopamine. I love it, I love it, I love it. Stop following the dumb shit that you love. You're most likely following dumb shit. It's like pages of like people fighting, celebrity news, politics, whatever the fuck else, cartoons, I don't know, arguments or funny skits that couples make. All that dumb shit that wastes your time, unfollow all that dumb shit. Unfollow everything. Yeah. Follow everything that feeds your soul. That's what I started doing. I literally unfollowed all the bullshit. I follow people that are doing better than me. That's where I'm at now.
Yeah, I love that. And I'm not gonna lie, there's two things that like are currently like popping up a lot recently in mine.
It pops up because that's what
one
you
of
like.
them's like, for some reason, it's like kids and people just like doing dumb shit and getting hurt. You know, like falling.
But that's your algorithm. It's your algorithm.
I don't know why.
Because it probably came up on your feed and you stopped. Now the argument says, "Oh, he likes it."
Probably because I fell, dude. And I talked about it. Either way,
they do listen to us.
I keep seeing those, and I keep talking cats, but I love my cat, and I don't really care. I like cats.
There you go. You fell. You like cats. Your algorithm's falling in cats.
Damn. But like, you know what? It's funny because I had John Mendez on this a while back, and he does the same thing. He's like, "Yo, bro, like I see something, I hit hide. I hit hide. You know, don't show that shit to me." And
Good.
I've been doing that, just not with apparently, you know, kids getting hurt and cats. But maybe I'll cut them off and you know, when I get home today. Yeah. This is gonna be the episode that drops right before New Year's Eve.
Oh shit!
So I'd love to hear thoughts, a New Year's message, something that you want to bring into the new year.
Fuck all that New Year bullshit. Every day is every day matters. Every day is a beautiful thing. So, like, I go to the gym consistently all year round. January, the gym is fucking packed.
Yeah.
Why do you do that to yourself? Why do that to yourself? Fuck that bullshit. Fuck following the herd. Just do it every day. And do it because you give a fuck and because you love it. Every day for the rest of your life. You want to eat better? Cut the bullshit out every day. Don't wait till January, fail in February, and wait till the next January. That's the stupidest thing in the world. Do it every day. And you don't have to do everything every day. You don't have to go to the gym every day, eat good every day, sleep good every day. Everything doesn't have to be every day, but work towards good shit every day. Make a list of what you want to do and what you don't want to do, and work on those every day. Every day, do something from the list that you want to do, and don't do something from the list that you don't want to do. All year round. Have that clear, concise list. It could be mental, but it's better written because when it's written, it's real. When it mentally is not real, you type it, you write it, it actually exists in the real world and you reflect back into it and it actually sticks in your subconscious mind stronger when it's actually written somewhere. But it's do those little things every day, once a week, whatever it is, but just consistently do it for the rest of your life. Make it a lifestyle. Don't make it like a I want to do this eventually, I want to get that. Make it a lifestyle. If you want good health, minimum once a week, go to the gym. You don't have to go crazy because once a week is better than once a year or only every January for like 3 weeks and then you quit. Once a week is better than never.
Yeah.
You eat McDonald's every day, cut it out one day out the week. Just try maneuvering shit. Have that smart decision meter in your mind because you have that clear list of what's right and wrong. Follow that. You're not going to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. The review I did right before this was fucking Burger King, bro. I'm not preaching like I'm God and I'm clean and I'm healthy and I'm a piece of shit too. I feed into my vices all the time. I still drink to this day. I still eat trash sometimes. But it's knowing this is bad. I'm doing this for a video. It was the new fucking SpongeBob meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Burger King got a SpongeBob meal. And I'm like, oh, that might do good views. That's why I did it. I knew that shit wasn't gonna taste good. I knew
What
it's
is
not.
it?
It's a Krabby Patty.
No.
The SpongeBob. There's a crab in the show that makes burgers called Krabby Patties. So they made the Whopper look like a Krabby Patty, where they made the buns very, very yellow. It probably has so many chemicals in it. And then a little cheesecake on the side, and then these little tater tots with cheese and bacon in them. It was all for Burger King. It was good.
Yeah,
it's like Burger King good. You know what I mean? Like there's levels to food. There's fast food good, then there's like mediocre, and then there's like high class dining. For Burger King, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like I know what to expect.
It was on brand.
There you go. Exactly. They're consistent. Consistency is key. But yeah, it's like is that clear that
Yeah.
clear vision of this is what I want, this is what I don't want, and work on that shit. It's never gonna be perfect. You're never gonna have a perfect day or a perfect week, but just consciously make those decisions.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna be weaning out the bullshit you don't give a fuck about and be more into the shit you give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Forever. Fuck January. Forever.
Yo, it's so funny that you say that because I remember my first year working at Equinox, and we hit January, and their whole motto was the "we don't do January" thing, where it's like we don't do these
I like that.
resolution kind of commitment things on January, and it got a lot of flack in the media, which is what they wanted to do. They wanted to get that publicity from that ad campaign, so it was very effective. But like, yeah, dude, it's like just start now and stop making excuses now.
And make it a lifestyle.
And make it a commitment. Bro, I'm really grateful for you to be here. I'd love for you to talk to my audience, tell them how they can get in touch with you, how they can get on your, you know, on your podcast, how they can do food review, whatever you want to offer. Obviously, you know, talk directly to them.
You know what's funny? People usually ask, "How can I get on your podcast? How can?" And it's like every Joe Schmo wants to be on because they want to be on TV. So what I tell people now is, I need a minimum of an hour conversation. What can you talk to me for an hour about? And then it's crickets after that shit. What do you tell people?
I get on a call with them first.
Really?
I go, all right, let's hop on a Zoom.
All right.
Let's see if we can even talk to each other.
All right.
Let's see if we can even flow.
I like that.
And if I feel like it resonates well, then I'll be like, all right, like let's get you on the calendar.
Nice.
You know, but
And if it doesn't resonate well, how do you shoot them down?
I tell them like, listen, like I think, you know, this is great. But I don't really think it aligns well. You know, I'll be very direct. You know, I don't think it really aligns well. Maybe in the future it will. But
you still need more purpose to be finding.
well, no, dude. I mean, it's more of like whether me and them can have like a conversation, whether they're conversational. I don't like it to be Q&A really. You know, I like it to be kind of like a flowing conversation, kind of like we're having and like what we had in your studio.
Yeah.
So you know, that's really what it is.
All right, let me get back to my message then. So I'm Franjez everywhere, every platform, FRANJEZ. My Instagram for my food is Franjez Eats, spelled just like that, Franjez, EATS. And my podcast is Talk About It with Franjez. I have a separate Instagram for that one too. But my YouTube is where everything is. All my food, all my podcasting. I got vlogs. I'm just about to post one. I went to the Islanders game last week for the first time. I don't like sports or anything, but I like new experiences. So I went to one of those, and I drop vlogs like that, travel vlogs, all type of shit on my YouTube channel. My YouTube is everything. Me fucking with all these social platforms, I come to the realization that YouTube is my home. That's where I really give a fuck about most, because I feel like it's the one that's most set in stone. Google owns it for one, and remember TikTok died like a few months ago, or like a year ago, whatever. They just like deleted it and gave it back. Like it's like nothing is really set in stone. YouTube, I feel like, is very set in stone. YouTube is like television right now. There's a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of networking to be done. There's a lot of eyes. There's a lot of viewers. There's a lot of users. I really feel like it's a good home base for a television show. So my page is called Franjez. I'm thinking about changing it to Franjez TV because I'm actually thinking about having other people have shows on my network, my Franjez network. Like you can have your own food show, have your own playlist on my network. I'm not there yet. It's just ideas.
I love that.
But at the end of the day, Franjez everywhere. Reach out to me. If you can't have an hour conversation, don't reach out to me. and I like good, deep conversations. If you've like overcome something or if you've been successful at something, those are my favorite stories. I like to hear that journey. I like the trials and the tribulations and the ups and downs and the real authentic conversation. I think that's about it.
Franjez, thank you.
Thank you.
Soon to be Franjez TV.
Yeah.
Love it. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Just a couple shout outs. I want to thank obviously Claudio as we close this year. Super grateful for his expertise in really making this a successful podcast and, you know, just supporting me in any way possible on the media end. Any of you guys looking for content creation, podcasts, marketing content for your business, feel free to reach out to me or directly to Claudio at Kai Visions. But we could make it happen here. I want to shout out my sponsor, Relive the Moments. They're amazing. They have supported me in so many different ways throughout the year, and I'm excited about how this relationship is going to grow in the upcoming year. Feel free to reach out to me. I connect you with their CEO and founder, John Lim, and Tina over there is a tremendous as well and has been such a great support. I can also connect you with her. Last but not least, I want to thank everybody who has tuned into episodes throughout the year as we close out 2026. I love that Franjez, he's right. Like, just lean into what you want to do now. You
Just
don't
do
need
it.
January. There you go.
Shut up and do it.
You don't need January to get you going. It all comes down to just consistently making progress, committing to yourself, grinding it out. Happy New Year to everybody. And I look forward to seeing you in the new year with the debut episode being me and Claudio here in the studio as the first episode of 2026. Grateful for all of your support. Like, follow, subscribe, and see you next year.